Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
And welcome back again.
We want to thank you guys for being part of the family. And if you haven't subscribed, please do to both channels. Make sure to click the bell as well. It's so interesting to see everything that's going on in this world.
It really, really is. We got a lot of stuff going on lately and like breakneck speed too.
Yeah, and one of the things that's happening is times are getting tougher for most people. That's just a given. You know, we've been watching this whole train wreck unravel since, a year ago. It really started to happen. And, I remember saying to Cindy, this looks interesting about when the whole new Plague Upon the Land came out. And we were even debating, do we cover it, And I knew it was something big right off the bat.
And I said, follow your instincts. Your instincts tell you cover it, cover it.
Yeah, and look at how it has absolutely changed this world. This is out of CBS Chicago. A line stretches 15 blocks for food and toys. This is what's happened. There's a Chicago actress, Taronda Jones, and her foundation. They're giving away toys and food in a park. And, the times are so tough right now for most people. And this just shows it. And we had seen massive lines around Thanksgiving time in Texas for people that really couldn't afford to feed their families. And so we're, grateful to wait hours to get some food to feed their families.
Right. And, my question is, how necessary is all of this disruption in humans' lives?
Well, that's the thing. Just as in with the political situation, it seems there's a dividing line. And you have half the people that say, oh my God, we have to do whatever we have to. And the other half that say they're not buying what's being sold, to put it plainly and to try to, put it with proper PC etiquette, as, I've watched a couple of videos that you guys have mentioned and others as well recently as more and more people move to alternative venues because, it's so limited what we could say in this world. And, the next step is going to be, even, well, I don't want to get into the politics of it too much, but, we could definitely see if things go a certain way. I think you'll see just even, you might see amendments go away. I mean, the amendments are still there, but it doesn't appear like they're worth anything anymore.
I know, and all of it too is just to cause so much disruption and chaos that we don't really have time to go within and grab our center because times are so tough right now.
And here, this is out of Tucson, KVOA.com. Cars line up early to benefit from the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona on Christmas Eve. And it's just, people are in need now, more than we've seen going back, I think, to the Great Depression. And we might shatter, the Great Depression. We might shatter, even going back farther. We might be looking at something we haven't seen since, the Dark Ages, the way things are unfolding right now. And again, if there's a 85-year-old man in Nebraska that can put a greenhouse 5 to 6 feet underground and the rest of it above ground and grow abundant citrus there that he should not be able to grow, what could our government do if they really wanted to? What could the world governments do? There's absolutely zero reason for any single human being to go hungry.
Oh, I know. If they were to put the energy and attention into something like that, there would be so much abundance. I think their jaws would drop when they understand what kind of things can be done these days.
What could we do with the $1 trillion that basically heads out to the military budget to feed people that are actually starving, to maybe stop some of these wars that are ongoing that really do bring in tremendous profit to certain industries? And here you see in the early hours of Christmas Eve, 12 semi-trucks are at the Kino Sports Complex unloading food to get ready for their final destination. In May, the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona moved its food distribution to the parking area near the Keno Veterans Memorial Stadium. And for today, there's a gift almost anyone can give: your time. They need your help. So they're looking for volunteers. You know, there's many different religions on this planet, but we need to unify from the heart center and just, unify so that we can help people. It's not about what denomination you are. It's not about what religion you are. It's about, cultivating the humanity that lies at your core. That's really what's important, becoming compassionate and doing something about it. Acts, works. There was a great debate in many Bible studies about, is it by faith alone or is it by acts and works? That used to be one of the debates you'd hear all the time. And people would differ on it. But to me, looking at things scientifically as well as from the viewpoint of having studied every religion and tradition I can that I've come across, and looking at the science behind it, it's about where are you vibrating at? Where are you resonating at? As everything is energy, everything is consciousness, and everything is energy. It's all about, as Tesla said, frequency. It's about energy, frequency, vibration. This is the key to everything. And so whether you're holding out hope for basically the rapture or ascension, it's all about where you're vibrating at, because it's not about dogma. It's not about saying any words. It's about, what are you doing with your life? Are you in service to others? Are you trying to really help make the place a better place? Or, is the energy that you're putting out into the world aggravating things or helping things to become better? Is it disruptive? Is it separating? Or is it trying to bring about understanding, and especially through acts of service and showing love to others, compassion to others? I remember in Florida driving by and seeing a tent tucked away, it looked like at the back of a public park, and then stopping and, going back and finding, it was a homeless guy. He was living in a tent, over there. So, with a couple of friends, we went and did food shopping for him. Said, would you need anything? Well, no, I'm fine. You sure? Well, would be nice to have some cheese, or it would be nice to have a little bit of milk. So he gave us a list, and, he said he would pay us back when we got back. And, we did a little bit extra food shopping, dropped off like 4 bags of groceries, wouldn't accept any money from him, obviously. And it just felt good. That's the type of thing that we need to be cultivating.
It's very important. And the way they have things laid out for us, it might be difficult to look around and wonder, well, what do I do? How do I behave? But one thing that I think when everything's going crazy around me and I just need to get something done, I look around and I ask myself, okay, what's the next right thing? Just look for the next right thing and do that.
And trust in it, because I do totally believe in the law of karma, law of cause and effect. And I've seen it. And I also know that there's beings around us all the time that are looking for people that will help others, and then they'll work through them. And they'll also bless you through that. Yesterday, when we were meditating, Cindy noticed 6 new guides that were around us. And so I said to her, how many guides do we have, by the way? Because like when we first met, I had like 33 guides, I think. And I had a number that popped in my head, and she said it's just under 60, and I said, yeah, I got 58. So we were, right on that. And it's as we work for the light and trying to help others, you will draw in more positive beings into your circle, and you might not be able to see them or know they're there. Most people can't tell if they have their guides there or not, but they are there. And I remember feeling different energies working through me as I kept working on others. And back in 2015, when I joined a practice and was working on people every day, I wanted to just go to a donations basis, but the person that was running the practice didn't think it was wise, and talked me out of it. But with Cindy, she's of the same heart and the same mindset, and we don't work for anybody other than whoever wants our services. And so we went to a donations basis because I feel like that is the true spirit of Christ. That's the true spirit, is, giving and you shall receive, and knowing that you shall receive. So sometimes, occasionally people haven't, donated anything. Occasionally, almost every time they do. And often they donate more than we would have ever asked for. And I feel that it's good karmically. And I just feel that, if you want to see real change in the world, then you have to exemplify that change. And we trust in the higher realms, and we trust in the beings of light from all traditions, not just Christianity, but all traditions, because there are beings of light that come out of all different traditions that are working together, not against each other. They're working together. They're on the same team. We have to start getting on the same team as well.
And it's really important to recognize that there's different ways of energy exchange. Mike and I put a lot of time in, mantras, meditation to bring our vibration to a certain point and kind of hone our skills when it comes to working on people, talking with guides, talking with your guides, your higher self. We spend a lot of time in that. And then, people have been very kind, and as far as it comes to when they do donate to us, full of integrity and kindness, and they acknowledge, hey, what you're doing has helped me. Here's an energy exchange, and that's really nice.
It's beautiful. So those 6 guides that we were talking about that were new, and Cindy said these beings, she could see them clearly, by the way, these beings are beings that have never incarnated as humans on Earth before.
Right. These were different. I've never heard of this, never seen it. But these are beings who are going to incarnate on Earth, and they're actually studying and watching humans to see how are we changing the system? How are we doing things differently? How do we cope with different things? Because let's face it, this can be a very difficult, ugly place, and we need coping skills, natural, God-given coping skills.
We do. So, we need to cultivate that light within. And, it's interesting too, because we've had a client recently that we know, we both kind of felt that it was their first incarnation as a human on Earth. When you even look at Buddha, Buddha was alive on another planet, according to some traditions, when he heard the suffering of people on Earth. And so he voluntarily left that body there and then came here in order to incarnate to help people. And we get the same thing out of the Hindu, the Jain, and other traditions as well, Taoist traditions, recognizing this. Because ultimately, we're consciousness. We could view it as souls. We could view it as the undying spirit, the Yuan Shen in Taoism. And, we have a purpose. And many beings right now are going to be inspired by what you do in these times. The people that are going to stand out and make a difference. And we talked about hard times before. We talked about, just think about what happened with the Underground Railroad in the times around the Civil War, and people helping slaves to escape and head to the north. And how about all the people in Germany in the 1930s and into the 40s that were helping people? And it wasn't just the Jews, it was gypsies, it was all sorts of different people that were getting persecuted, helping them to hide, helping them to escape, helping them to get to freedom, to safety. There were people that risked their lives and even gave up their lives, helping others. That's what's to be cultivated here in this time, because things are going to be getting much, much tougher than perhaps we've, certainly ever seen in our lifetimes. And maybe in modern history, they're probably going to be tougher than since the Industrial Revolution, and maybe even down into the Dark Ages.
Definitely, the selflessness is going to be an act that we all are going to have an opportunity. We're going to get to perform, because it is truly a blessing to be able to put on that selflessness vibration and just help people.
And that's the true spirit of these days, these times, these holidays, these holy days.
Yes.
So, guys, thank you so much for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. If anybody needs to reach out to us, it's EEARTS at protonmail.com or evolutionaryenergyarts at gmail.com. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.